What is going on, guys? It is me, The Active Gamer, and I am back. It has been well over, I'd say, 7 months since I last uploaded. Some of you may have subscribed since I last uploaded. Some of you may have been waiting a jolly long time for this upload. So yeah, what this video is going to do is a bit different from my usual videos. It's just going to cover my life for the past 7 months, talk about everything that I've kind of been up to recently, and yeah, I'll cover everything from holidays, my new bike, a hot trip to Bamber up in the northeast, just a little update on how Nevis, the channel mascot, is getting on, my triathlons that I've entered, a couple of bike races that I've done as well, and yeah, we'll just see where the video takes us, but I hope you enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you enjoy it, and just keep your eyes peeled for more content. So yeah, the first topic that I'll probably talk about is the different holidays that I've been on, two of which are definitely big holidays, I'd say, like your summer ones where you go to a different country. Couple more have just been weekends away, but I still class them as holidays. So yeah, I'll talk about my main ones first. So in Easter this year, I went to Egypt for 10 days with my family. What I love about Egypt is just the snorkeling there. There's so many beautiful fish. I'll put a couple of videos on that while I'm talking, of what I've seen. I saw a puffer fish, I saw a stingray, which unfortunately I didn't get a picture of. There was giant crabs on the floor. The water's just so clean. It was probably the fourth or fifth time I've been to Egypt, so kind of says why we like it so much, because we just keep going back and back and back, and I'll probably still go back to Egypt for the rest of my life. Beautiful country. The second holiday I went on this year was in June with my girlfriend for 10 days. We went to Tunisia, which was also a really nice holiday. The weather was just perfect, so lots of things we didn't usually see. We went to the Hard Rock Cafe, and as a big fan of music, I just love Hard Rock Cafes all over. There was X-rays of Michael Jackson's feet. There was trousers worn by James Brown. Yeah, and that was a really good holiday. Not so much as for snorkeling, because the sea had a bit of seaweed in, but for my first holiday with my girlfriend, it was really enjoyable, and I'd definitely say I'll do it again. Yeah, they were my two main holidays, really. The two or three that you don't really class as holidays, but weekends away. I went to Alton Towers for a few days, also with my girlfriend. We went for 3 nights and 2 days. The first day we went to the water park, the Alton Towers Splash Landings, I believe it's called. Must admit, it wasn't the best water park I've ever been to. There was only, I'd say, 2 actual white knuckle water slides, as you could say. The rest of it was kind of like a kiddie place. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend Splash Landing unless you're going with kids or you just really want to pass some time when you're down there. But yeah, I'm a massive fan of roller coasters, so the second day spent in the park, I just loved it. Went on for everything: the Smiler, Oblivion, Rita. Well, Rita's one of my favourite roller coasters. So yeah, that was a really enjoyable weekend away. Another weekend that we did away was Harrogate, and that was for mine and my girlfriend's, I can't remember if it was 1 year anniversary or it might have been for Valentine's Day. I can't quite remember now. I think it was for Valentine's night. And that was a really nice place. We stayed about a mile out of town, so it took a really nice walk in. Just spent the day and night just like strolling the town, taking in the bars and going getting some pizza, because Pizza Express is mine and my girlfriend's go-to place for any meal, any place. We'll go away. We'll go to a Pizza Express. I don't know why. It's just so good. It's cheap, I'd say, and you get good quality food. The third weekend away, or it was more of a week away, was with the family and Nevis. We went for a week up in Bamber, which is northeast of England, just above Newcastle, about an hour above it, and that was a perfect week. We had weather. There was just nice golden beaches. There was big castles on the side of the hills. Walking past one of the pubs, I looked in the window and saw Alan Shearer in there, so that was quite a nice surprise. But that trip was mainly for Nevis. Like, he'd never been on a beach before, and he just loved it. Yeah, it was just such a nice week. It was just cracking flags all week, and yeah, I definitely recommend going up to Bamber if you possibly can. So yeah, holidays are done. I'd say my next topic, I'll talk about my new bike, which will be coming up in a bike check very, very soon. Hopefully I'll record that some point this week, so keep your eyes peeled for that on the channel for the coming weeks, or hopefully potentially days. It's a very fast bike. It's all carbon wheels, carbon frame. I just feel so fast on it. Light blue, so it's a nice colour. It's out there. It's like not your average black or red bike, and yeah, it's a really nice bike. I had a Planet X, which you saw on a previous bike check for a couple of years, and I bought that pre-owned, so it had its fair share of wear and tear. I kept trying to do like hill stints on Strava, but I just couldn't perform as well as I wanted to, and especially in triathlon. So I thought, right, I make an investment, got this new Giant, and it blew me out of the water. The first triathlon I did with it, I came third overall out of about 150 people, I think it was, and also won my age group. So I got 2 trophies for that. It also carried me over the finish line for my first ever 100 mile or century mile bike ride, a big tick on any cyclist bucket list. That was all around the Yorkshire Dales. It's a race called Le Petit Depart, run by Skipton Cycling Club. So if you're from around Craven area or Yorkshire, I'd definitely recommend you do it next year. There's a 35-mile route, a 50, an 80 and the 100. I don't know if I'd do 100 again. It was something that you can tick off your bucket list, but toward 8 hours in the saddle, it started to take its effect. You're suffering from a numb bum. You were getting a bit bored looking around. Everything was aching, but at the end of the day, crossing that finish line felt so good, and it just an amazing feeling. I in fact did finish with my friend. We had a nice little cheeky sprint finish at the end, which I just managed to beat him at. I also managed to actually get the fastest time on that segment for the day, and I think I got 8th overall in the actual segment, so I was quite happy with that, considering I can do that after 100 miles. It filled me with a bit of confidence. So yeah, that's my new bike, the Le Petit Depart, which I did. Yeah, my next thing that I'll probably talk about is my triathlon. So I briefly covered it when talking about my new bike. But just to go into a bit more depth, I've done 4, 5 triathlons since I last uploaded. 2 of which I believe, were in Skipton. One was in Harrogate. One was in around Skipton, but it was a different one around Broughton Hall. You may have heard of that. It's quite a big, famous estate in the Yorkshire Dales. And I also did one in Ilkley, but that was more of a duathlon because a couple of days before the triathlon, the pool roof caved in, thus pushing it to a duathlon. It was my first ever sprint, and it was my first ever duathlon, so I was kind of going in blind, but I managed a 1 hour 18 on that, and I was quite happy with that because a really active guy from work beat me by, I think it was like 20 minutes or so, and for me to get beaten by someone of his stature by only 20 minutes, that kind of made me happy. But yeah, my best performance by far was the Broughton Hall triathlon. As I said before, I won my age group, which was 16 to 25 year olds, so it's quite a broad aspect of ages. And I also came third overall. I think second place picked me by, I think it must have been like 30 seconds or something, and I felt as I was definitely going a lot slower in halfway around the run, so if I like pushed myself that tiny bit, then I could have potentially have come second. But then on the other hand, you can say like if I did push myself that extra bit, then I might have collapsed, well, not literally collapsed but mentally collapsed, and then I could have lost even more time and not even come in the top 3. So for my first official sprint triathlon, I was really chuffed with third place. When the award ceremony was going on, my face just, I was like, whoa, what, third? Funny thing is, we went to the award ceremony because my dad also entered it, and we were kind of expecting him to win the 50 plus category, but unfortunately for him he didn't. But yeah, when they said, the winner of the 16 to 25 category is Matthew Melson Smith, I was like, whoa, mega. So yeah, that was really exciting. That probably rounds it up for the triathlon videos. Well, not videos, triathlon like catch up and my bike and activity catch up. I'd say the last thing to talk about is probably the little chap himself, Nevis. Some of you may know he really struggled walking down the road when we first got him. Literally, like, we live on about 100-metre road towards the main road, and it involved carrying him every time to the end of the road. But through lots of training and help from other professional dog trainers, he now manages to walk down the road perfectly fine. Yeah, he's a little trooper, is our Nevis. Unfortunately, he is downstairs sleeping at the minute, otherwise I would bring him up and let him say hello to you lot. But I think that probably rounds it out for this video. Yeah, I hope I can try and produce a bit more content for you over the next few weeks. But till then, I hope you enjoy whatever you're doing. Take care, all of you, and thank you for watching.